320, 340, 360, 380.
Come on, let's get that
380, 400, 420, 400 with me and a commission bid at 400. 420, 420, 440, 460.
There's another chance to see Sue Perkins' moving documentary about a group of retired female chimpanzees. Sue Perkins and the Chimp Sanctuary at 8, next here on BBC Two. An all-male team of challengers take on the Eggheads, but they should walk that challenge.
They're going to take us to places that a cameraman like me cannot go. Their view of their world. Absolutely beautiful.
Animals with Cameras starts Thursday the 1st of February on BBC One.
No girl can't tell me about my mother. 16 shots we go longer than a ladder. Them nothing talk about the real done dada. 16 shots we go shut out any bladder.
I'm trying to guess what kind of person you are.
Guess away.
Send a man to his death.
So what business is it of yours?
Because I'm in the shadow cabinet, that's why!
This is how it is with you. It's always on your own terms.
People no longer believe in institutions, and it's for the reasons you're giving me.
It comes down to people. You have to trust me.
From acclaimed writer David Hare, Collateral, coming soon to BBC Two.
Monkeying around at 8 this evening as animal lover Sue Perkins introduces us to some very special characters in the Chimp Sanctuary. Now though, will the walking footballers manage to score?
These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads. If you would like to work on a question from the Eggheads while you watch at home, Judith, you've got one for us.
I've got Kissing Kevin this Thursday utilises arm wrestling. I know it because I've tried it. And it's a mnemonic for which group of countries?
Oh, I see. Kissing Kevin this Thursday utilises arm wrestling.
Yes, and it's a mnemonic for a group of countries.
And you'll tell us later on.
I will.
We will find out at the end of the show what the answer is. Taking on our quiz champions today are the Nash Amblers from Greater Manchester. Now, this team are all members of a walking football team who play at Tameside Stadium, home of Curzon Ashton FC in Ashton-under-Lyne. Let's meet them.
Hello, I'm Gary. I'm a part-time sales manager.
Hello, my name's Alan. I'm a retired lorry driver.
Hi, I'm Colin. I'm a retired Director of Human Resources.
Hi, I'm John. I'm a retired mechanical engineer.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a retired heating engineer.
So Gary and team, hello.
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 Welcome. I've got to ask Gary about walking football. I've never heard of it before. Is it what it sounds like?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's the game of football, and you cannot run.
So if somebody runs, suddenly there's a whistle or a yellow card?
There's a whistle, and it's a free kick to the opposition, as you would expect.
Doesn't it get very tempting to just break into a trot?
We do, and we do all do it from time to time. Not generally when you've actually got the ball, but when you're trying to get into position to receive a ball, then there's a tendency to try and run. To fill the
And
gap.
why play walking football, not the conventional sort?
Because it's for people from 50 years of age upwards. All of us are in our 60s or above, and it's a game that we can now play on a level. It's a great leveller. So even if you're not the best player or the quickest walker, it levels it off, and it's more about touching and passing than actually being skillful and dribbling, because it's almost impossible to dribble past somebody at a walking pace. So it levels the game off.
It sounds good, this,
sounds
doesn't it?
amazing.
Sounds excellent.
But when you have a penalty, can you run towards the ball for a penalty?
No, one step. You're allowed one step, and then you have to kick the ball. That's all you're allowed.
OK, and is it played all over the country?
It is now.
800 clubs nationwide.
800?
800. A year ago, 2 years ago, it was 80, so it's growing exponentially.
How wonderful.
Great exercise, great
Fantastic.
camaraderie.
Great social
Brilliant.
event.
A normal 90-minute game or slightly less?
No. We usually play an hour. Usually play 30 minutes each way.
Right.
And believe you me, after you come off after that, you'll know you've been playing.
And why are you called the Nash Amblers?
Well, the club where we play, as you mentioned, is Curzon Ashton. It's the last letter of Curzon and the first 2 letters of Ashton, and it's the local nickname for the club who were called the Nash. And because we don't run, we walk, we're the Amblers. So
Got
the
it.
Nash Amblers.
Well, I wish you well, challengers. Good luck. Let's hope you're as good at quizzing as you are at walking football. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to our next show. Nash Amblers, the Eggheads have won just the last game, so they've had a bad time and they're trying to get moving, and you've got to tackle them at slow speed if you like. £2,000 says you can't beat them. Would you like to try?
Indeed, we
We would.
Yeah.
OK, the first head-to-head battle is on the subject of politics. So one of you, please, against Dave, Steve, Beth, Kevin or Judith.
You're going to go for it?
I'll take Kevin, please.
Right, Alan, straight in. Goes for the main man. No messing. So it's Alan from the Nash Amblers against Kevin from the Eggheads. To ensure there's no conferring, would you please walk briskly now to the question room? Alan, you used to be a truck driver.
Yes, Jeremy, all kinds of jobs, but largely truck driving.
And do you, at the end of your trucking career, because I know you're retired, do you say to yourself, I think I have driven at X miles? Have you worked it out?
Roughly, in my head, I think I'm bound to have done, yeah, something getting on for 1.5 million in trucks.
How amazing. OK, Alan, politics, and would you like to go first or second against our Kevin?
I'll go first, please.
Here we go with your question. Alan, what title is bestowed on male members of the US House of Representatives? Mayor, Congressman or Governor?
Well, I don't think it's mayor, because that would be specific to a city. Likewise, governor to a state. I think I'll go down the centre for Congressman.
Congressman is quite right. Kevin, your question. Kevin, who was elected President of France in May 2017? François Hollande, Emmanuel Macron or Marine Le Pen?
Yeah, sort of a realignment of French politics, because they had to develop a party afterwards. It's Emmanuel Macron.
It is indeed Emmanuel Macron. One each. Alan, back to you. The politician Aneurin Bevan is famous for spearheading the creation of what? Royal Mail, National Health Service or British Rail?
I think he was from the valleys in South Wales. I think he was one of the major figures of the Labour movement in the 1920s and 30s, and I think it's the National Health Service.
It is the National Health Service.
Yeah, well done, Alan.
Go on, Alan. You're playing well. Kevin, what phrase did Donald Trump use to describe his plans to clean up the corruption of Washington? Drain the swamp, clean the streets, or burn the forest?
Yeah, it became a real campaign slogan, drain the swamp.
Yes, indeed, drain the swamp is right. And the third question now to Alan. George Nicholbarnes and William Adamson are former leaders of which political party? Labour, Conservative or Liberal?
Names that I'm not familiar with, to be honest. I don't think they've ever held power in my lifetime, obviously, so I'll discount Labour and Conservative, and I'll probably go for the Liberal Party.
I was leaning that way too, but actually they're Labour. Ooh. I think probably right in, Kevin, would we be right in thinking right in the founding days?
Early days, yeah. I mean, certainly before the Second World War anyway. But yes, it's a long way back.
OK, so your question, Kevin, to take the round. Which former chair of the Conservative Party made headlines in the last days of the 2016 EU referendum campaign by claiming to switch from the Leave to the Remain side? Eric Pickles, Sayeeda Warsi or Grant Shapps?
Just have the question again, Jeremy, please.
Which former chair of the Conservative Party made headlines in the last days of the 2016 EU referendum campaign by claiming to switch from the Leave to the Remain side?
I don't remember that particular incident. I mean, of course, they've all performed that function. They've all been chair, so that doesn't help. I think on the basis of the way in which immigration, maybe this is what I meant to think, I don't know, was more and more played up by the Leave campaign. I'm starting to get a thought that it was maybe got too much for Baroness Warsi. Yeah, Sayeeda Warsi, I'll say.
Sayeeda Warsi is the right answer, Kevin. You've taken it 3 out of 3. Sorry, Alan. Is that one wrong answer and you're not in the final round. But it's early and our challengers can come back, no doubt about that. Please rejoin your teams, gentlemen. So as it stands, the Nash Amblers have lost 1 brain from the final round. The Eggheads have not lost any so far. We stress so far. And the next subject for you guys is music. Who wants music then?
That'll be me, Jeremy.
OK, Gary, team captain, part-time sales manager. Against which Egghead? Can't be Kevin.
See, if it's pop music, the young ones will know as much as me, if not more.
Not these two.
So do we go Judith or do we go Dave? Judith or Dave. It's classical, she'll wipe the floor with me.
I've just got to take a chance.
Do you think?
Look, mate, yeah.
You reckon? Okay. Judith, I think. Judith.
All right. OK, we never know whether it's going to be opera or rap or 60s. We just, you know, once we had a lute come up, didn't we?
A lute, yes.
Anyway, let's see. Gary from the Nash Amblers to play Judith from the Eggheads. And let's see if the challengers can win one back. Please take your positions now. So, Gary, you're worried what Judith can do on this round?
Oh, yes.
Well, music has been hit and miss, hasn't it, recently, Judith?
Yes, very. I'm not at all good on modern music.
You still think U2 is a submarine?
Yes, exactly.
So, but then again, your classical, your Mozart, your operas...
Well, I'm not that good at that either, I'm afraid.
Gary, here's hoping.
Yes.
Good luck to you. Do you listen to a lot yourself, Gary?
Oh, yes, all sorts. Mostly the station that you're on.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, you'll definitely win this round. So would you like to go first or second?
I'd like to go first, please, Jeremy.
And here is your question. Paul Hewson is the real name of which singer? Bono, Sting, or Elton John?
Well, Sting is Gordon Sumner, and Elton John is Dwight, Reginald Dwight, so it's Bono.
Bono is right. Well done. You know which band he's in, Judith?
No.
Here's your question. You're bluffing me. Which of these albums was released first? Judith, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, Arrival by ABBA, or Definitely Maybe by Oasis?
Well, not definitely maybe, because I think that's more late. ABBA was, what was ABBA? The sort of 70s, 80s? Gosh, I don't know. I think it's the ABBA one.
No. OK. Don't know how to say this.
It's no.
Well, Oasis is the 90s. ABBA, you're right, at the 70s, but Marvin Gaye is...
71.
OK, 71, says Dave.
Oh.
So he was 70s as well, so only a shade apart.
And anyway, it's the wrong answer.
I didn't know how to break it to you.
Just gently.
I didn't want you to be cross with me.
Yeah, well, if you do it kindly and gently, I don't mind so much.
What's Going On by Marvin Gaye is the correct answer, Judith. All right, Gary, this has started well, but it might be part of some huge bluff she's playing. The recording artist Stormzy is best known for which genre of music? Gary, is it polka, grime, or acid jazz?
Well, I would have to say, Jeremy, I don't know any famous polka exponents, and acid jazz falls into the same, so I'm going to go with grime.
Grime is right. You got 2 out of 2. Well done. OK, Judith, you must get this right. Which Bob Dylan song begins with these lines? Once upon a time you dressed so fine, you threw the bums a dime in your prime, didn't you? Blowing in the Wind, Mr. Tambourine Man, or Like a Rolling Stone?
Can you say it again?
Yeah, I'm not going to sing it, I'll say it. Which Bob Dylan song begins with these lines? Once upon a time you dressed so fine, you threw the bums a dime in your prime, didn't you?
I don't think it's Mr. Tambourine Man. I think it's either Blowing in the Wind or Like a Rolling Stone. I think it's Like a Rolling Stone.
It is Like a Rolling Stone. OK, so you can get the round with this question, Gary. With its premiere in 1893, which of Verdi's operas was his last? Simon Boccanegra, La Traviata, or Falstaff?
This is where it all goes wrong. I have absolutely no idea, Jeremy, on that. I really don't know. I'm going to go Simon Boccanegra.
I suppose La Traviata is the best known and therefore probably wasn't his last. It's not Simon Boccanegra, it's Falstaff.
Unlucky, Gary.
You let Judith back in there, but she's not through yet. Judith, get this right, you go to sudden death with Gary. Get it wrong, you're in the sin bin. Who is the creator of the award-winning musical Hamilton? Is it Lin-Manuel Miranda, Tim Minchin, or Stephen Sondheim?
Hamilton. I don't know what that's about, but I have a feeling it's about one of the American founding fathers, isn't it? I don't think it's Stephen Sondheim, because I think it's lately. I mean, it's sort of not written not too long ago. I'm going to say Tim Minchin.
Beth, do you know?
It's Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is the right answer. Judith, you've gone astray, so well done, Gary. You've taken on an egghead, you've triumphed. Pulled one back for the challengers here. Nice walking pace in that round. Got you through on goal. Gary and Judith, please return. We'll play round 3. OK, as it stands, it's level. The Nash Amblers have lost 1 brain from the final round. The Eggheads have lost one as well. And the next subject is food and drink. So who's taking this?
All right, John.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
OK, John, against which Egghead? You can have any of the three on the left.
I think I'd like to go up against Dave, please, being a fan.
Yeah.
All right, John from the Nash Amblers to take on Tremendous Knowledge. Dave from the Eggheads, please take your positions. How are you on food and drink, Dave? It's been a while.
Average.
Yeah.
Very average. It depends on what Fishman told me. Brad in Stockport, he probably John's been to his chippy, but he's a good fish and chip food connoisseur. So I try and listen to as much as he says and try and pick that up and hope for the best.
And John, are you now retired as well?
I am, Jeremy, yeah.
From what job?
I was the university lab technician for 31 years.
In which university?
Manchester.
Was it fun?
It was great fun, yeah, a lovely place to work.
And nice students and seeing them all on their way into the world?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I got involved with a bit of the teaching as well, so...
Good stuff.
It's great.
All right, food and drink, John against Tremendous Knowledge, Dave. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please, Jeremy.
Here we go. Non-brewed condiment, as found in fish and chip shops, is a substitute for which seasoning? Ketchup, curry sauce or vinegar?
Well, as a regular visitor to the chip shop, I know it's not ketchup. And as much as I enjoy curry sauce, it's not curry sauce either, it's actually vinegar.
It is indeed non-brewed condiment.
Well done, John.
You ever asked for that, Dave?
No, not at all. Fishman, he just has vinegar.
He would look blank if you asked him.
Send you out the shop.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Happened to me.
Yeah.
OK, here's your question. Which of these are common ingredients in the British dessert Spotted Dick? Meringue and lemon curd, suet and dried fruit, or jam and chocolate?
Not actually something that I've eaten too much of. I don't like the look of jam and chocolate in suet pudding, nor meringue and lemon curd. I'm going to go for suet and dried fruit, please.
Suet and dried fruit is correct. Well done. I haven't had that dessert for quite a while either. John, barmbrack is a fruit bread originating in which country? So barmbrack is B-A-R-M-B-R-A-C-K, barmbrack, one word. Australia, Belgium or Ireland?
Sounds very much like the Welsh bread that. Can't remember what we used to call it as kids, but it sounded very similar. So I don't think it's an Australian word. So it's Belgium or Ireland. I'm going to go for Ireland because I think the version I knew was a Welsh bread, so it might be similar to that.
So were you brought up in Wales?
I was brought up in Liverpool, so not far away.
Right, and it was some kind of barmbrack or something that was referred to, was it?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Right, well, that's very handy. It is Ireland. Well done. Good stuff, John. Good quizzing. OK, Dave, because of its EU protected status, in order to be called Stilton, the cheese of that name must be produced in one of three counties: Leicestershire, Nottinghamshire, or which other? Essex, Lancashire, or Derbyshire?
Right. Can you just repeat the question? Sorry, so I just get it clear in my head.
Because of its EU protected status, in order to be called Stilton, the cheese of that name must be produced in one of three counties: Leicestershire, Nottinghamshire, or which other?
Right, it's a bit of a tricky one for me because I'll tell you why. I'm going to rule out Lancashire. Now, the village of Stilton's actually in Cambridgeshire, which could lead you to Essex, but I'm going to go for Derbyshire, please.
Very well done. Derbyshire it is. 2-2. OK, we go back to you, John, for your third question. What is the most widely planted grape variety in the winemaking region of Bordeaux? Pinot Noir, Merlot, or Syrah?
Syrah. That's going to have to be a guess. I'm going to go Pinot Noir.
Let's see if the challengers know. Anyone know here? Is he right?
Been a bit split on it, Jeremy. No, we're not sure.
Split.
We're split on it as well.
Merlot is the answer. So a chance for Dave. Dave, your third question for a place in the final. In French cooking, what is a bourride a type of? Chocolate tart, seafood stew, or fruit cake?
Can you spell it for me, please?
Yeah, one word, B-O-U-R-R-I-D-E, bourride.
Fishman hasn't informed me about this, but I'm going to go down the middle because I've not really got a clue. Can't really get it. B-O-U-R. Yeah, I'm going to go for seafood stew, please.
Let's see, Judith, you've lived in France?
Yeah, that's right.
It's right, is it?
Yes.
Seafood stew is the right answer. Well done, Dave. Tell Fishman when you see him.
I will do.
You're in the final round. John, sorry. Again, it's them getting all their questions right. Frustrating.
I don't mind losing to Dave.
He is very good. So Dave's in the final, John isn't. If you come back to us, we'll play one more round before the final. So as it stands, the Nash Amblers have lost 2 brains now from the final round. The Eggheads have just lost the 1. Chance to strike back, Amblers, and it's arts and books. Which one of you wants this?
I can't do arts and books. Someone will have to do it.
That would have been me.
Colin or Tony?
We knew this was going to happen, didn't we?
I can't do arts and books, Colin. You can't? No.
You're on, Colin?
Be complete. I'll tell you what, I'll sacrifice myself, OK?
Yeah.
It's going to be complete, yes.
Yeah, go on.
Go on, Tony. It can happen. It's either Beth or Steve, so the 2 newest Eggheads.
We'll try Beth, please.
Right, Tony from the Nash Amblers takes on Beth on arts and books. Could be a big moment in the game. Please, for the last time, go to our question room. So not the round you would have chosen, Tony.
Not really my subjects, but anyway, you've got to change the game plan when you're playing football as well.
Indeed, indeed. All right, so arts and books, would you like to go first or second against Beth?
I'll go first, please, Jeremy.
Here we go. The Cockney flower girl, Eliza Doolittle, is a character created by which playwright? William Shakespeare, George Bernard Shaw, or Tom Stoppard?
That's obviously not Shakespeare. I don't think it's Tom Stoppard. I'm pretty sure it's George Bernard Shaw.
George Bernard Shaw is quite right. And the film Eggheads, My Fair Lady, but the play was what? Pygmalion. OK, Beth, in which year did Alfred Lord Tennyson become Poet Laureate of the UK? 1750, 1850 or 1950?
Oh, certainly wasn't 1950. Pretty sure it wasn't 1750. 1850.
Yep, Queen Victoria's favourite, 1850 is right. Back to you, Tony. The artist Sir John Tenniel is best known for illustrating the works of which writer? Lewis Carroll, JRR Tolkien, or Roald Dahl? So Sir John Tenniel, the surname is T-E-N-N-I-E-L.
I don't think it's Lewis Carroll. Sounds like it could be Roald Dahl, I think. I'll go for Roald Dahl.
No, he's a bit later. It's Lewis Carroll,
Oh.
actually. Roald Dahl is Quentin Blake, I guess. OK, Beth, to take the lead. The Hunt for Red October is a thriller by which writer? Frederick Forsyth, Tom Clancy, or Lee Child?
Oh, not Frederick Forsyth. Pretty sure it's Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy's quite right. OK, you need to get this one right now, Tony. Who painted the famous 1539 portrait of Anne of Cleves that was commissioned when Henry VIII was considering whether to marry her? Hans Holbein the Younger, Antonio da Correggio, or Titian?
I don't think it was Titian. I'm pretty sure it's not Titian. I'm not sure about Antonio da Correggio. I'll go for Hans Holbein the Younger.
Yeah, indeed, it is Hans Holbein the Younger, who famously did a portrait of Henry VIII, didn't he? That was his most famous painting, really. OK, so Beth, you can take the round with this. What does the C stand for in the name of the author C.S. Lewis? Chester, Charles, or Clive?
Oh, no, I'm sure it's not Chester. So it's between the other 2. I was thinking Charles when before Clive came up, but I think he's Clive.
Clive is correct, Beth. You've taken the round. Well done. Tony beaten by our Egghead. So it's looking tricky for the challengers, but it is not by any means impossible. Please come back to us. We'll play the final round for £2,000. So this is what we have been playing towards. It is time for our final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But sadly, those of you who lost your head-to-heads are not allowed to take part in the final. So Alan, John and Tony from the Nash Amblers, and also Judith from the Eggheads, would you please now leave the studio? Well, good luck, Garry and Colin, playing to win the Nash Amblers £2,000. Dave, Steve, Beth and Kevin, you're playing for something that money can't buy, which is the Eggheads' precious reputation. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time, they're all general knowledge. You can confer, gentlemen. So, Nash Amblers, the question is, can your 2 brains defeat these 4, either walking or running? Would you like to go first or second?
We'll go first, thank you, Jeremy.
OK, Colin and Garry, good luck to you both. Here we go, your first question. The hypoglossal nerve mainly controls the muscles of which part of the human body? Knee, tongue, or heart?
Hypoglossal.
All one word, H-Y-P-O and then G-L-O-S-S-A-L.
I don't think it's the heart.
You're not.
Hypoglossal.
Why don't people get
tongue?
People. Glossal. Do you think it's the tongue?
Hmm?
Do you think it's the tongue?
I don't know. I'm just.
Well, we're lost on
Knee.
this, aren't we? Can't see it being the knee, can it? Can you see it being the knee?
Hypo.
Hypodermia, hypothermia.
Water.
Not hippo. Well, it could be. No. Hypo. What do you think?
Have you any idea what?
I have not got.
So educated guess.
I can't relate, but I would. I don't think it's the knee. I don't think it's the knee. Do you?
I think it's the tongue.
Do you? Okay, go with it. I don't know, so just have a guess. I don't know. We don't know, as you can tell. We're just absolutely bobbins on this. Go on.
Change your mind. Go for heart.
You're giving the answer. Go on. We agreed that. If it was a 50-50, you'll make a decision.
We're going to go for heart, Jeremy.
Heart is your answer. I wish you hadn't changed your mind. It's tongue.
Give
The only, looking at the word, I thought epiglottis. Is that where's the epiglottis? Is that the throat or something?
It is, yeah.
So epiglottis, glossal. I wondered if it was the mouth area.
Well, I mean, the glossal bit refers to the tongue.
The tongue, right.
Basically.
And hypo means the bottom side of it, does it?
It means under.
Under, yeah. Tongue is the answer. Eggheads to you. The Ponte Vecchio is a famous stone bridge in which Italian city? Is this Rome, Milan, or Florence?
Florence.
Yes.
Florence over the Arno.
Yeah.
Bridge over the Arno.
Yeah, we're all fairly happy, Jeremy. That's over the Arno in Florence.
Trickier than it looks, that question, but Florence is right. Your second question, to catch up. Clint Barton is the alter ego of which Marvel Comics superhero? Hawkeye, Iron Man, or The Vision?
Any idea?
Of course, a couple of tartars here, aren't we? It is.
Yeah, haven't we? Clint Barton.
No. I used to read the comic as a child, but
I don't think it's Iron Man. Clint.
I don't think it's Iron Man either. Again, we might be down to a 50-50 between Hawkeye and The Vision. I've heard of Hawkeye, but I don't know who The Vision is. I've no idea.
Clint.
So this one, you will have to just pick because we haven't got a clue on this, have we?
Oh, you choose this one, then.
No. Well, it wasn't very good last time. Well, we went very good. Slipping away, this. Isn't it?
I'm afraid so, Garry. Let's go for one, then.
Go for it.
Left or right?
Don't matter. Just choose because...
Clint Barton. Right. I think we shall go for... It's a pure guess, this one. We don't think it's Iron Man. So it's either Hawkeye or The Vision. And I think we're going to go for The Vision.
Okay, let's see with the Eggheads. Do you know Eggs?
I think it's Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
It's Hawkeye. Your 50-50s are not serving you well,
No.
gentlemen.
You
were right to rule out Iron Man. It gives the Eggheads a chance to take the contest with this one question now. Who directed the Oscar-winning film Good Will Hunting? Was it Martin Scorsese, Gus Van Sant, or Richard Linklater?
Linklater.
Gus Van Sant.
Oh, is it Gus Van Sant?
Gus Van Sant.
Yes.
All right. Good job you're here. Right. You happy with that, Gus Van Sant?
Yep.
Right. That's when it pays to listen to your team. I'm reliably informed. It's Gus Van Sant, Jeremy.
So you had a division, did you? Two of you saying
Linklater. Yeah.
Okay. What did he direct, Linklater? Boyhood, was it?
Boyhood
that
was
and
probably, in recent years, his
films
best known, yeah.
Before Sunrise and stuff like that.
So were you right to rule out Linklater? If you've got this right, the contest is over. The correct answer is Gus Van Sant. We say, well done, Eggheads, you have won. Very bad luck on your 50-50s. It was good old Daphne used to be able to just pick one of three unerringly, didn't she? But sorry.
Wasn't our day, was it?
Wasn't your day, Nash Amblers, but been great to see you. I hope you've enjoyed it.
It's been great. It's been fantastic, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, the Eggheads have done what comes naturally to them most of the time, and here you are reigning over Quizland again. It does mean that the challengers don't go home with the £2,000. So the money rolls over to our next show. Eggheads, congratulations. Are you now going to get into your stride after that difficult time a while back? We'll see. Oh, Judith, you had a question.
Oh, yes, so I did. The question was, Kissing Kevin this Thursday utilises arm wrestling, which was a mnemonic for the collection of countries often known as the stands, which is